Okay, we're gonna be talking about the champions of each division's next opponents, who I think they should be facing. Obviously, what we're gonna start with the flyweight division. I know Tatsuro Taira is scheduled to fight Joshua Van on the 11th of April, and I feel like regardless of that result, even if Joshua ends up losing, the next in line should be Alexander Pantoja, especially if he's healed, if he's fully fit, if he's ready to go, which I think he will be. He deserves it not only for the champion he was, but for the way in which he lost that title fight. I do very well think that Tatsuro Taira might win that one. I feel like he's a heavy favorite for that. Not a heavy favorite, but a slight favorite. But yeah, this is not a breakdown video. It's just like to say who's the next opponents, and it's definitely gonna be Alexander Bato. Then we step up into the bantamweight division. I don't think this one needs too much explanation. This guy was a great champion. His run was cut short, unfortunately. He was so close to breaking the run, but just because he was willing to put the belt on the line so much, I feel like he deserves that immediate rematch. I feel like he deserves the trilogy. It's gonna be a banger, and yeah, whoever wins, I don't know. The UFC has been pushing for Sean because I can see in the matchups they choose for him, Song Yadong, and then the other one was, now that is confirmed for the White House, is Zahabi, which really surprised me. I thought they would go for someone at least like Corey Sandhagen. I was hoping for Umar, because Umar, I feel like he deserves his title shot, because that fight with Marab was very tight. So he deserves a title shot because since then he has not lost. He's been looking very good. He even beat Corey Sandhagen. So yeah, I don't see him getting his title shot in the near future, unfortunately. But this is just the way the business goes. Yeah, and then like I said, this is the confirmed match. So after Merab versus Peter Yan, Sean O'Malley is probably guaranteed to fight the winner if he wins this one, which I think he will win. Then we move into the featherweight division, where Alexander Volkanovski made light work of Diego Lopez in the second fight. He will fight the winner of this fight, which I think will be Evloev. But Lerone Murphy has that ability to turn his lights out. I feel like he is. Both of these fighters stylistically are not really the fighters that UFC want to push stylistically and personality wise. But it's unfortunately that it's gonna be down to that, and I feel like it's deserved on merit. It's not just based on like personality. It shouldn't just be based on personality. We want to see the best fighters versus the best fighters. The casuals can tune out if they don't wanna, but yeah. Then we have the lightweight division. Obviously, I know the scheduled fight is Justin Gaethje at the White House. It's been confirmed that that is the main event. Rightly so, since he is the interim champion. But I feel like Arman Sarukian really deserves his shot. Whether he should wait out or whether he should fight Charles right now, it depends really on how quickly Charles can make that turnaround. I feel like him and Charles should have that second fight. It will be nice to see him active just before the title fight, because then we maybe see the title fight at the end of the year, which I think is more likely. So we don't want to really see Arman, who is really in the prime, close to his prime, set out for a year. We really want to see him more active. So yeah, I feel like he slightly beats Charles. He's a slightly better overall mixed martial artist than Charles Oliveira. But yeah, it's not gonna be a landslide victory by no means. And if it is, I will be kind of surprised, especially since we saw Charles manhandle Holloway in the way that he did, and in the run that he did, and look at what he done to Gamrot as well. So yeah, I feel like this is the fight to make. The UFC just have to pounce on it before the end of June, maybe beginning of July. It should really be made, and then the winner should face Ilia Topuria if he decides to stay in the lightweight division and not move up to fight Islam. Then we move into the welterweight division, which this one has been the puzzle for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's not getting clearer with time going by. And well, I feel like it should be Ian Gary. We cannot make Ian Gary fight now Michael Morales, to see who's going to fight. But it has been confirmed that Ian Gary is not the fight. That Islam is gonna be, or at least by Ali. Ali said it's not going to happen. I don't know who then. He said it's gonna be a big fight. If it's not Michael Morales, it's not gonna be JDM or Carlos Prates because they're gonna fight each other. It's not gonna be Bilal Muhammad. He's after two consecutive losses right now. Probably Kamaru Usman. That's the only one I can think about. But it's not gonna be Sean Brady. He's coming off a loss. So who is it going to be? That is the question. It's not going to be Ilia Topuria because that is the fight that UFC fans wanted to see for a very long time. But it's not going to be him since he's going to fight Justin Gaethje. It's not going to be a super fight between him and Hamzat because I don't see Hamzat making 170. I don't see him moving up just after winning the welterweight title. But who could it possibly be? That is the a lot of people have been rumoring for Conor to come back and fight the BMF. I think he's been called out by both of the BMF both of the BMF fighters. And Charles won. I don't really think I want to see Conor versus Charles. I don't think I want to see that. Purely because I know Charles will do what he wants to with Conor on the ground, and he's not going to really stand too much up with Conor. If he does, he's probably he's the more active fighter, so he can and he probably might knock Conor out. It's not gonna be a pretty sight. I feel like they should give Conor someone that is maybe ranked but is on the lower side. I don't think they should give him someone like Charles right now. But who is Islam going to fight? That is the question. For me, it should be Ian Gary. I don't know. Then we go on to the next division, middleweight, which is almost as difficult to figure out as the welterweight. I personally feel like it should be Imavov, but a lot of people, especially the media, has been pushing for Sean Strickland, and I do not feel like he's deserved of that shot. But hey, if he makes it an interesting fight, who are we to complain? I just feel like Imavov can feel hard done by, since I feel like he's been waiting specifically for the Khamzat fight. He deserves it for me. Imavov deserves it for me, but I feel like it's going to be Sean Strickland. Then we move on to the next division where we have a champion. We have a very big contrast between these two champions. One is very inactive, one is almost too active. One is grapple heavy, the other one is strike heavy. So it's almost like they're very complete opposites. Unfortunately, it has been confirmed that Alex Pereira will vacate, and he has vacated the title. So he's going to fight at the White House at the co-main at the heavyweight. So that means the title will be decided between Yuri and Alberg. Personally, I feel Yuri wins that fight, but regardless of the result, I feel like Ankalaev is the guy to fight next because, while he didn't get his trilogy with Alex Pereira, he just lost his title. So it's a bit unfortunate that he wasn't even considered as well for the vacant title. But I feel like it's also based on the hype. UFC is very much an entertainment business, so unfortunately, it's not the most, you know. But hey, if he was a Conor McGregor, he would have gotten that vacant title shot. But hey, that same could be said for Arman as well. He's proving it. He's proving a different side of him with the PR run that he's been on lately. Still being proven as the rest because of what he done recently at RAF. But hey, this is the fight that I feel like should be happening. The winner of Yuri Alberg, which I think will be Yuri, should be fighting. Then we move on to the third and final, which I think is probably one of, if not the most mouth-watering ones. Alex Pereira will take on Cyril Gane, which I can feel is undeserving because the only reason Espinal is not in the title shot is because he's injured due to Gane. And the thing is, if you are going to reward such behavior, you giving a bad message, But for me personally, I feel like Espinal should be fighting the winner. And it's going to happen. This is set in stone. It's going to happen. It will be so great if it's Alex Pereira. It's still going to be a blockbuster if it's Gane, but it will be so great if it's Pereira. I feel like it will be such a mouth-watering crash. I feel like it could be one of the greatest heavyweight bouts. It could be one of the most best on pay-per-view points,